Cynthia, it's been a pleasure working with you
Oh my goodness.
the past few months. So thank you for taking some time this morning to share and chat with us a little bit about the process of selling and buying a home with Premier Realty Services. So.
Oh, thank you. So, well, the first thing I want to say is I remember you and I had a conversation in probably one of the first or second houses that you showed me, and I said, and we signed a contract, and I asked you then were we married? So I just feel that was the start of a really long relationship and friendship. So I did want to say thank you, and I really appreciate all your help with everything because I know it was a lot.
I remember that too. Our first meeting was at an open house here in Randolph.
Yes. Yes.
And you had come to see the house, and it was before you realized that you had to sell your place. And
Right.
yeah, you were thinking maybe you were going to rent.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting that house sold before it wasn't the timing wasn't quite right yet for you. But
right.
So with the process, I wonder if you could share a little bit about some of the things that you felt were enjoyable. Some ups and downs throughout. The emotional roller coaster of it all.
The selling part was really kind of emotional because I really didn't want to let the house go, but I guess I had to. And then the open houses were a little bit brutal because I had my two older sons living there, and I had to kind of beat them into shape about making sure the house was presentable. So that was a lot. It was really a lot of work. And then the whole process of what was that program that we had to go through to?
Oh, with the city.
With the city,
yeah.
So that was a lot. And once that was done, it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, you raised 5 children in that place.
I did.
A lot
of memories, right? And my mom owned the house prior to me, so. We were the first people that lived in that house.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy. I am. I'm happy where I am now, though.
Very good. So from selling, we got that one sold. And then we're kind of watching the clock a bit because,
Because now I have to be out of my house a certain day, and I haven't found a house yet. So then it gets kind of scary, almost to the point where I would have settled for anything if it wasn't for my daughters. They kept, I brought them out with us a couple of times, as you remember. And he was like, no, mommy, not that one. But, I was to the point where I'm like, well, this would be okay, but it wasn't really what I wanted. Mm-hmm. But I do remember us coming here, and you said this was the last house on your list. Mm-hmm. And you said, I can show you this, but... And then I'm like, well, what's the but? And you didn't really say. So we came in. I still didn't see what the but was. My daughter said to me when we pulled up outside, she said, Mommy, this is the one.
This is the one.
She said, this is the one. And I said, okay, because I had looked at so many houses. And then I came in, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. It was exactly what I wanted. A big yard, everything on one level, a basement to be finished. It was absolutely everything I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. I remember that your daughter's coming out with us a few of those Sundays, and some of those open houses that we're seeing, really keeping you in check, right?
Yeah,
holding your standards, and mom, this one's okay, but no, let's go see one more. Let's go see one more. And remember I told you at the beginning, it's worth spending that time because you told me that you're planning to be in your house for. This is your retirement house, right? You're here for the long haul. So you want to spend, even if it's an extra few weeks or a few months, on finding that right one. Yeah. And this one was one of those rare gems that you find where it takes a little bit of equity, your sweat equity. You got to come in and swing a hammer a little bit or hire a contractor.
And it really wasn't that bad either. I mean, just updating. Aside from the plumbing thing, it wasn't anything major. It was very clean, just outdated, and the price was really good.
Price is right. Yeah, that's hey.
And I remember you also telling me, you was like, well, Cynthia, don't get discouraged. You when the right one comes along, you'll know. So I did.
Yeah.
I
Nice
did
color,
some shopping
nice
around for that, and the new backsplash.
That's really in right now. You see a lot of those.
The glass. I have pictures of it. It was all green tiles. The tub was green, the toilet was green, the sink was green, and green tile going on. Because I was really excited about that. They love it.
Kids getting this for my girls, and that will hopefully that will stop them from
Right.